A day off for me is not doing nothing. That's a day off.
Never don't do anything?
Never.
All right, you ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2. All right, Amani, it's not often that we find ourselves standing atop 7th Avenue looking outside Madison Square Garden in a boxing ring. And on top of that, not often that we find ourselves talking with Carmelo Anthony of the New York Knicks. Circumstances have brought both together alongside Amani Toomer, Eitan Shander. Melo, we appreciate the time. What are we doing here in a boxing ring atop looking outside Madison Square Garden?
Well, first of all, for myself, I would never imagine that I would be on top of the marquee and, staring out to 7th Avenue in Madison Square Garden. So not too many people say that they've been up here, so I'm honored to do that. But today was just, a day I came here to just, part of the Do More Degree campaign for men. I came up here to put a little, boxing exhibition on. Just showing people out there, man, the fans that's out there, me in a different light. Other than just, playing basketball, showing them, other things that I like to do. I think, as athletes, we get pigeonholed and, we just known as being an athlete. Don't nobody think we could do anything else but play our respective sport. But for me, boxing was one of the things that I fell in love with growing up. I've always been a big fan of it. And I actually enjoy it. It's something fun that I enjoy.
So when did you actually get into doing the boxing, and what about boxing was harder when you actually did it than you thought when you just watched it on TV?
Well, I mean, growing up, you watch, you like, damn, 3-minute rounds ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as I got older, man, and I started falling, more in love with the sport of boxing. So I always wanted to get in there, and I look at the boxers, I be like, damn, how do they get in shape like that? Like, I want to do that. I want to be put through a boxing workout. And I had the chance to do that. And ever since that day, probably maybe 6-7 years ago.
Oh wow!
I've been doing it every offseason.
Yeah, because I picked it up this year. I did kung fu when I was playing, and then I got done, and I just wanted to do something different in boxing. And the hardest thing for me was keeping your legs down and throwing the punches low. And a lot of people get off balance and they throw it up high. So tell us a little bit about that, and how does that translate over to your game in basketball?
Well, for me, it was that first day. I got into the gym, and my trainer was like, "Okay, put the gloves on, show me what you got," without even teaching me nothing. So I'm in there thinking I'm on the streets boxing. He like, "Nope, we got to start from ground zero." And he put me in that mindset of how to maintain that extreme focus. From the jump rope to the stretching to the actual workouts before you even get into the ring, the punching the bags. And then once I got into the ring, athletes, we think we know everything. We super athletic, so I got into the ring, and he's like, no, bend your legs, keep your head back, chin tucked. And it's like, okay, I can see myself doing this. And the more I did it, I started sharpening my skills. And I found that it was, helping me out on the basketball court, from all the hand-eye coordination to the footwork to my actual stamina. I get out the ring, I get out the boxing gym, and I go to a basketball court, and I'm running all day.
So we're gonna see you like Ray Edwards fighting?
No, I'm not. I don't want to fight. I do it, just for the love of it, the conditioning. So I advise, a lot of people, especially athletes or non-athletes, if you have an opportunity to go in the boxing gym and actually do more than what you do on a consistent basis, please go check that out.
We're talking with Carmelo Anthony, Amani, and Eitan on NBC Sports Radio. How about any of your teammates? Bringing them into the ring. Maybe a way to settle a disagreement? Like, hey, have to practice.
I'll be trying to get them, to do things other than, basketball. A lot of athletes, they do, they run track and field, they ride their bikes and things like that. But for me, the way I play on the court is, it's me versus you on the basketball court, and I think that's my mindset that I take from being in the boxing gym and the boxing ring. And the ring is me versus you. And at the end of the day, you don't want to lose.
Right.
That's the correlation between both.
You brought up being on a bike.
Yeah.
I saw the spot with Kevin Durant on the bike.
Yeah.
He looks absolutely ridiculous. A 6'10" guy on a little bicycle riding down the streets.
Absolutely. He should have got one made. He should
Custom bike,
He should have got a custom bike, man. He should have got a custom bike.
Well, now that the Heat have lost, you guys are the hottest team in the NBA, and you guys have had a very eclectic group of guys out there, very from young to ancient, and everything in between.
Absolutely.
And being the star on this team in New York, What's different for you and really your team this year where you guys have been able to put together a really good season?
Well, I think it was just a matter of getting our feet wet and just putting the right pieces to the puzzle together. When I first came here, I came towards the end of the season with the trade, and then last year we had the full lockout. So nobody could really get their feet wet and get settled in, 100%. And this year we had a chance to get everybody back, acquire some older guys, some veterans, have a full training camp, and really put a plan into place. And when we was able to do that, we got up to a great start. Of course, just like any other team, you have a long season. You're going to hit some hurdles in the road that you got to overcome. But it's just a matter of how, when you hit them hurdles, how you respond to those. And I think we responded very well.
Thinking of hurdles, I mean, this year you go on the Olympic team, and a lot of people I've talked to say that your focus this season, and the way you started out was so focused. What did that Olympic experience do for you and get you to maybe you see the Kobe and all those guys and Durant and just rubbing out their intensity? Did that rub off on you a little bit this year?
Well, I think just that experience. Anytime you're around, 12 of the best players in the world, you're gonna want to bring your best game, and they're gonna bring the best out of you. You're gonna bring the best out of them. But most importantly, just seeing the effort that everybody put in and the work that everybody put in before practice. Everybody getting together, forming the little breakfast club, going into the weight room before practice, after practice, shooting. Just being around each other, and it kind of start rubbing off on each other. So I just wanted to, take that from that summer and transcend that into my own basketball team, and I've been able to do that, from the whole season where, we kind of started training camp unofficially on our own. We set them standards high before the season, before training camp even started. And once I saw everybody came back that early, I saw that everybody was extremely focused.
Carmelo Anthony joining us, Amani at 8 on NBC Sports Radio. Playing in New York as Amani did, that there's always going to be criticism even when you do stuff right.
Without a doubt.
And the talking heads around the country,
Without a
and
doubt.
us included, we're up on what the Heat have been doing, and a lot of people, not me, but a lot of people say, just hand the Heat the championship right away. What's Carmelo Anthony's response to all that?
I mean, you gotta defend that. You gotta defend that championship, man. And, it's always hard, to defend it twice. And believe it or not, being here in New York, it's the belly of the beast. I think a lot of people had an opportunity to come play in New York that didn't want to come play in New York. So for me, my mindset is, embrace the challenge, embrace the pressure. And if you're not ready to do that, then you don't supposed to be in New York.
A lot of people criticize the style of play, and they say that the way that the ball doesn't move sometimes. What do you say to those people about how your style of play really can mesh with the New York Knicks?
I mean, we've proven to everybody what type of team we are. So that goes without saying. The New York Knicks have a unique style of playing basketball. We like to get up and down the court. We like to take shots. We like to have fun. We play loose. Our coach let us play loose on the offensive end, but he also hold us, to higher standards on the defensive end. He hold everybody accountable, from myself all the way down to the 12th, 13th man. And when you, as a coach, when you're able to do that, that transcends and that correlates to everybody on the basketball team. And we have one thing about this team that I haven't had in a long time in the other team. We have fun playing the game of basketball. I mean, you can see it out there on the court. We laugh and we joke and we high-fiving. We know, the task at hand. And then the games that we lose, when we had that little streak, we wasn't having fun. For whatever reason it was, whether it was injuries, things like that, we wasn't having fun playing basketball. But now it seems like we turned that around.
Carmelo, we appreciate the time and wish you all the best as a fellow New Yorker. It's good to have you home.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man.
Thank you very much.